Broadcasting live, it's Cream Pie Sundae.
Oh, yeah.
And now for your hosts, give it up for Josh and Rick.
Oh, yeah.
Get started, Papa.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of I Have COVID and My Hair Looks Stupid. My name is Josh, and this is my good pal Rick over here. Day 4.
What's up,
day
creamers?
4.
Welcome to another sode. This is going to be an especially creamy one. I've been on a 3-day bender. I've just been huffing paint. Yeah, it's been a while, a couple of days. That's why you don't leave me alone with the dogs. I just sit in the garage and just huff paint all day.
You feel like every time we do a podcast, you're like, oh, I just had a bender. Has this just been a bender for like 6 months?
I feel like Sundays are just designed for like the recovery day between a bender and like starting the workday. I feel like that's why Sundays were created.
It's the day that the Lord rested. After the Lord had a bender.
Yeah.
I've had COVID for 4 days. This is day number 4.
First of all, I didn't recommend locking anything down.
Yeah, I got it after my last show. Sometime after that.
15 days are not enough.
And
we need to go 30 days.
it's my fault, man. I didn't get my 7th booster shot.
Cancel.
I really f***ed up.
Safe and effective products.
So you're
I'm
like,
fine.
are you like sick?
No.
I've heard these conspiracy
really.
theories.
I have probably sound sick. But I have a little bit of a head cold. That's pretty much it. Feel a little tired. I had like a fever the first day of like 99, 100. And then after that, didn't lose my taste, nothing. This is the second time I've had COVID. I had COVID once last year too, this time. So some motherfucker came to work with COVID. He came to work feeling like shit, and then he felt like shit and worked all day. Then he was sitting around saying, oh man, I don't feel very good. Guess I'll go home. They stood around for another 30 minutes, and I heard that, and I stayed away from him. Then we all found out he had COVID. Sure enough, here I am. Dude, if you're sick, don't go to work. That's all. Or just go home if you're sick. Like, it's so fucking annoying.
If that happened at my job, that would be an OSHA recordable. Both of them would be, because it's an illness you acquired at work.
Yeah, it's just like it's annoying because I at the very end of the shift, he's standing there it's a restaurant I work at.
I feel comfortable about not wearing a mask.
And he's standing there in the restaurant. And he's like, man, I hope you guys don't get what I got. I felt like shit all day today. And then, all right, everybody. And then I'm like, wait, what? I just worked the whole shift with this guy. and then he's like, I got COVID brain. I can't even think.
What an idiot.
And he's like, all right, well. And then I see him there, like, still an hour later, and he's still standing there, like, on his phone at the line in the kitchen. All right, everybody. Well, I guess I'll get out of here. Hopefully everybody has a good night. And it's like, dude, what the f***? Get the f*** out of here. You're sick. Like, shut up. And then to think, like, it's such a small kitchen. Like, and I worked with this guy all fucking night, and probably walked by him who knows how many times, Probably gave it to everybody. Yeah. But... yeah, so then the protocol now is just 5 days. They never changed it to 5 days. So you just have to isolate for 5 days or whatever. So I couldn't work any of my bartending shifts all weekend, so this motherfucker ended up costing me like $500. It's just a pain in the ass, because it's not even that I feel like like me and Lita went and walked around the park by ourselves yesterday and and I don't want to get anybody else sick. That's all it is, because I'm not a jackwagon. I'm just rambling, dude. This could be a rough pod. I'm sorry, guys.
No, man, you're good. No, it's just...
sound like a walrus over here.
Just picture the same situation, except with like little kids. Like if a little kid walked into school that sick, they would kick that kid out of class so quickly, dude.
Yeah.
Or at least you hope they would.
Then again, I remember some sick f***s when I was a little kid. They were just like...
Oh, yeah.
In class.
Dude, I remember senior year of high school, it was like final semester, and I had cuisine 1 right before lunchtime, and I told the teacher, I was like, I'm just going to put my head down. I do not feel well. She's like, well, just go home. I'm like, no, because like, and then I'd have to drive back and pick up my sister and drive back home, and I don't want to do that. So she's like, all right. So all of cuisine for like an hour, I just laid there with my head down. Woke up, went to lunch, had my head down for whatever, the 25 minutes.
Yep.
And then I had fourth block, and I told Miss Johnson the same thing. I was like, I don't feel well. Just let me lay here. Dead ass. She let me be in her classroom sick as a fucking dog. I just had my head down, and I must have been snoring like a motherfucker because I woke up at like the final bell. I went and found my sister, and we drove home. I was
Jesus.
like, but I was like fucked up for like the last 3 hours of school. I was like, not throwing up, but I was just so queasy and like my head hurt and shit. But I don't know. I kind of have weird little, like, it's been happening more often lately, but like I'll just be at work and I'll feel like the wind is knocked out of me, and I'll feel like something's like pulling on like my throat.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like lightheaded, and I feel like I'm kind of like sitting in the back seat, and then eventually it goes away. But I mean, usually if I'm at work and I feel like that, I'd tell my boss, I'm like, dude, I need to go home. Like, and it's not even that I'm going to throw up. It's just, I just feel wrong.
Yeah.
I often myself wear 2 masks.
Yeah. It's weird, man.
You know what you should do?
What?
You should go float.
There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
Float. I did a float this week.
Oh, float tank? I've done that.
Yeah, I did a float. You did a float tank?
Yeah, I've done them. Pretty cool. Did
weird,
you do the big one or like the capsule one?
I don't know. It was just a pod, but I was down there, and I could touch each side if I like fully like put my arms and legs out and shit. But
yep. Yeah, was it weird?
Yeah, it was weird, dude. Well, it's like they have you watch this little video, and you know, if you get this in your eyes, you know, dab your eye or whatever, because the whole tank is full of salt water.
Yeah.
And then when the lady's showing me, she goes, well, right there's the light switch. I'm like, okay. But I didn't know that as soon as you went in there, the lights would just go out. So I was like feeling my way around inside of this dark, salty pod.
Yeah. It's kind of
And
freaky.
I can't see, and I've got salt water in my eyes, and it's like burning, and I'm like literally going around in circles in this freaking pod.
Yeah.
Just reaching for the washcloth. And then like I knock it into the water, and I like save it a little bit, so I dab my eyes. But
yeah,
it was just an hour of me just feeling around in this pod, just trying not to like lose my mind. It was so weird, dude.
You know, you should do some mushrooms before you do them. They say that it's a good combo.
Well, Emily's like, you got to make sure you go in sober. And it's like, why wouldn't you want to be like drunk or high for this? You know?
No, that's first of all, the guy that invented them did LSD every time he did them.
Exactly.
And he tried to give LSD to dolphins and make them talk. Speak English, damn it. But yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Because when I did it, like I felt the last couple areas of my body where I would like feel pain, like my lower back or my shoulder or like my ankles and stuff. Yeah. It just kind of like cycled through, like my back would hurt for a couple minutes, and then it would go away. And then my shoulders would hurt and it would go away. And then my feet and like my head. So it's like all the injuries that I've had, it just like cycled through like hurting real bad, and then it went away. So it's like some weird voodoo salt shit, dude.
It's weird.
It was strange.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done it a couple times. I did the big one. So like you can't quite touch the sides with your hands. It's the same idea. It's just a big dark float tank. But I did like the big one. But once my lights went out, I kind of had this image of like, what if there are snakes in the water underneath me?
That's a good place to go. That's what they said in the video.
It's like, yeah, I don't, you know.
I didn't start to panic, but it was definitely because I told them to play music for a half hour, and the whole time it was playing, I was like, man, no way, this is only a half hour. Like the whole time I'm in there, I'm just waiting for it to be done. It was one of those. I was like, all right, I think I got the experience. I'm starting to freak out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point of, well, Emily did this last week and she's doing it right now. So I was like, it kind of looked at like a challenge. It's like, all right, let's see if I can't, because I know I can do this, but just like, and so it went from like a relaxation thing to, all right, this is a challenging thing that I got to do. And I don't think that was the point, because she comes out and she's all like, oh, I feel so refreshed or whatever. And I'm like, I feel like I just had a hour-long panic attack in a salt freaking condom. It was freaking weird, dude.
I was too low that whole time. Sorry. Dude, remember that? So the whole point, the whole point of that is like sensory deprivation, right? Do you remember that time? Was that you and me that cut the ping pong balls in half and tried to do that? It's the same thing.
Yeah, dude.
We're trying to hallucinate. So you cut a ping pong ball in half and you tape it to your eyes, and then you put on white noise in your headphones, and you just, so you can't hear or see anything, and you lay in a dark room and just wait to hallucinate. But that's the same thing. I mean, that's what the tank is supposed to do. It's supposed to do that for you. But
Isn't
also,
that what they do in Stranger Things? They just cut the ping pong. Like, that's how Eleven has her powers. They just cut balls and they put her over her eyes. And it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, float tank. It's just sensory deprivation. So, like, if the water is the same temperature as your skin and you're floating, you can't really feel anything either. You can't see anything or hear anything.
Because the best vaccination is to get infected yourself.
After a while, your body starts to make you see and hear things that aren't there.
Safe and effective products.
You ever sniff markers back in school, back in the elementary school days? Like the
Magic
real stinky
markers?
ones? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to smell those.
Yeah, those are good.
Used to give them a whiff, give them a little sniff, a little snortle.
Yeah. Yo, have you come across any of these AI covers on YouTube of just
Bands?
Like, there's one specifically I'm thinking about. It's Plankton from SpongeBob. And he covers like Aerials by System of a Down. I've seen Johnny Cash covering NWA. It's like some of these are just so strange, dude. Or like listening to what's another one? I kind of got into the Plankton ones quite a bit because like he gets like his yelling voice is so different from his singing voice. So I've been listening to like Simple Man by Shinedown or the cover or whatever.
Leonard Skinner,
yeah. So like him doing Simple Man, but it's like I actually listened to this shit and it's like, man, this is actually kind of good. I kind of like this. It's weird.
I think I prefer the non-Plankton version, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. I wonder what they have to do for that. I've never even tried to do that, but it's pretty fucking weird, man.
Yeah, I think at least some of the videos kind of show the timeline when they're doing it, and like they'll isolate the vocals of the song and then they'll put it through whatever AI. I have no idea. Yeah. But then what they'll have is like the new vocals and they'll put it over like the audio portion, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's amazing. I freaking love it, dude.
Pretty cool. I don't know if I feel worse or better than yesterday now that I think about it. I'm rough. I'm 30 years old and I still can't figure out how to do my hair. I had my comedy competition this week before I had COVID.
Oh, right. Was that the day you had COVID?
No.
The day before?
No, I didn't have any symptoms until after the competition was over.
Ah.
Yeah. No, like yeah. I was not sick during the competition.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was cool. It was a good experience. It was awesome. It was 15 of us. I did not win anything, but I never expected to win anything. But yeah, it was awesome. It was good experience, man. There was a green room. There was a big, decent sized audience. You know, there was like it was a big stage where they had like the punching gloves up there for comedy fight night. There was a big screen behind us. You know, we had like this live feed in the green room, so you could see the stage and everything, like a live feed. So you like knew when you were going up next, you could jump out there. Felt very professional. We had like food in the green room and everything. They got us like pizza and stuff. It was pretty cool, man. It was cool, except for like I didn't know where to park, and Bank of America basically owns all of Charlotte. So in the email, it's like, oh, if you park at the Bank of America parking garage, it's only $10 after whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'll park there and walk over. I parked in the wrong Bank of America garage, and I had to walk like 3/4 of a mile to the venue. And it's fucking Charlotte. It's summertime. It's like 95 degrees out. I forgot my spare shirt, and I'm wearing like this green shirt. And dude, fuck the summer out here, by the way. The summer down here sucks. It's either been 95 degrees with 100% humidity every single day, or it's like a monsoon thunderstorm outside. That's it. Those are the only two options you get here. It's like fucking too hot during the summer. It sucks. You can't even go outside at night. It's still too hot. It sucks. But so I'm walking from my car to this fucking venue, and it's the first big like theater actual show I've done so far. So I'm nervous and everything. I show up and I got fucking sweat stains all over my shirt, and I'm fucking sticky and sweaty because I had to walk. So I got this big stain like in the middle of my chest and all down my back, and my pit stains and shit. Because I should have wore a black shirt like this, but I didn't. I wore a green shirt. And I pulled my thing out. I pulled my dick out. No, they have me pull like
Your ID?
No. What order are you gonna go in?
Yeah.
So I reach in the hat or whatever, and I pull out number 2. So I'm going second, and I'm still covered in sweat and shit. And I'm like, great. So I got like 20 minutes to try and dry the sweat off my chest. So I go to the bathroom and I clean up and everything. I'm trying to write down my jokes, go through my jokes and everything, make sure I got my order of stuff down. I went up. I had a pretty good set. You know, I felt like I did pretty good. I lost him in the second half. I lost him with like the Travis Scott jokes and stuff. But
yeah, because not everybody knows who like people like that are. What was the demographic? What kind of people were in the crowd?
A lot of crackers, a lot of honkies.
Crackers and honkies.
There's a no, I think it was pretty mixed, you know. Pretty mixed crowd. But I mean, I don't know. I figure people know about the Astro World tragedy, you know? That's what my jokes were about. I probably should have went up there and been like, hey, you know, I just got back from Maui, had a great vacation.
Boo.
Yeah. It's probably not the best opener. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't open with that.
Yeah, but there'd be a couple dudes in the crowd be like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
He really just said that.
No, yeah. Me and my friends were smoking cigarettes in the woods in Maui all week. No, that's horrible, dude. Have you seen the videos and shit? It's terrible.
No,
I mean,
I kind of live in my own little bubble, dude.
I don't know what the death count is at, but there's definitely like 100 confirmed. It's pretty crazy. It's like the most deadly wildfire in modern American history. Like a big portion of the island, dude. It's pretty crazy. It's sad.
I've seen some like aerial footage, and yeah, it looks like scorched earth kind of deal. Yeah.
It's freaky.
That's wild. Yeah, I don't know the scope of it, how many people, how like many acres, but
yeah,
I know it's bad, but I have no idea how bad.
Don't worry though. The government's sending those people $700 a household.
That will cure everything.
$700 a household. Yeah, that'll get you 2 days in a hotel in Maui.
Did you get a hazard pay like when COVID was going on? Like when you had to work? Did you work during COVID?
Well, I had my back surgery and stuff at about that same time. But yeah, I worked during COVID. I was an AV guy during like the whole second half of COVID.
Did you get hazard pay for
No.
what you were, the time period? No.
I got regular ass pay.
Which was weird because this is my last job, but I was out there working in the warehouse, and all of a sudden they say, all right, you guys are gonna get hazard pay. I'm like, all right, cool. So it's like an extra like 85 cents an hour or something. It's like nothing. Pretty dumb.
Yeah.
And then it's like 3 weeks later, they come out and they're like, all right, hazard pay is done. I'm like, so what's changed? Like, oh, well, just the time period has passed. I'm like, so you're telling me I'm doing the exact same job that I was doing 3 weeks ago and I'm not getting hazard pay anymore? Like, this is pretty stupid. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it's less hazardous now, Rick.
We did not fund gain of function research.
Being a safety guy during COVID is a major pain in the ass because they just expect you to know what to do at all times. Like, I remember at the job I'm at now, some lady came up and she's like grilling my boss when she goes, well, I was brushing my teeth in the bathroom and somebody came in and yelled at me for having my mask off. And I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. And it's like, and then like the ultimatum was like, well, go to a bathroom that like is a single use bathroom. Like you go in there, you can lock the door and brush your teeth. Well, that's far away from my desk. I don't want to do that. And I'm just sitting there. I'm not even part of the conversation. I'm like, so this is what my job role has come down to, is telling people where to fucking brush their teeth. Is this the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard?
Why the fuck are you brushing your teeth at work anyways? Freak. Just do that at home.
That was like the overarching question that I had. But and then I remember what she said. She's like, well, I brush my teeth after every meal. And it's like, okay. You're just trying to make my job hard because you don't want to go down the hall and brush your teeth in a single use bathroom or a single person bathroom.
There were a lot of people during the pandemic with the mask thing that just loved to tell people to put a mask on. You know what I mean? It was like this thing where I could finally have the power over somebody to like yell at somebody, hey, like, what the fuck, you selfish fuck, put your mask on. You know what I mean? Like people would make it was so crazy. Yeah, there were people assholes on both sides of that. You know.
I would do it like passive aggressively. Like if I walk by some guy and he had a mask like under his face, so his nose was exposed. Like I'd walk by and be like, "Oh yeah, that's real effective." I would just like do it passive aggressively.
Yeah,
but I would never actually call somebody out because I mean, I thought the masks at the time were helpful and they probably were, but the whole misinformation about the whole COVID thing,
yeah,
turns
out they never did anything.
Screamers.
Yeah,
it's just like so. Say we had the foresight to know what it was now. What would we tell people to do differently? Like, all right, spend time outside. Like, still keep away from people, but like, you need vitamin D. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep exercising. We're not going to close the gyms. We're not going to close this. If you get sick, quarantine. But like,
I don't know.
I feel like telling people to stay inside is not the smart thing. You know?
I don't think they ever cared that much. I think they always knew that exercising is good for you and vitamin D is good for you. I don't think they gave a fuck. I think they wanted to scare everybody into submission and be able to order them around and get away with crazy shit to scare everybody into taking an experimental drug.
Canceled.
I don't know, man. That is safe and effective.
Safe and effective
but whatever.
products.
So what's the so what is it, 50 years from now? And they say now we have to get another shot, otherwise our bones are going to turn into milk dust.
Canceled.
Yeah,
and then all
knows?
of a sudden we're buying somebody's freaking 100-foot yacht because we need some fucking medication because we were force-fed the freaking vaccine. Are you kidding me? America?
Cancel.
Safe and effective.
What is happening?
YouTube, safe and effective. It's safe and effective.
Safe and effective
Yeah,
products.
like an inside-out condom with a hole in it.
Canceled.
Did you see that the FDA just approved ivermectin as a treatment for COVID last week?
I've heard these
Is that
conspiracy
what-
theories.
Trump like injected into his ball sack when he was sick?
No, that's the horse dewormer in quotes.
Right.
Trump injected ivermectin into his ball sack.
That they're jumping around,
Yeah.
grabbing ivermectin.
Yo, what type of I have to ask this because I feel like I might be late to the party, but what type of jeans, like, do you have just like regular, like rigid jeans, like you got to fit into them, there's no give to them, or do they have a little bit of stretch to them?
I got some stretchy jeans. They're a little bit stretchy. I got the Levi stretch.
Okay. So this is just a little peek into the world that is Rick. So I wear jeans every day for work. Every so often, I rip those jeans like right at the crotch, and then I have my mom sew them, and then I wear them again until they are so destroyed that I cannot use them anymore. So, and then I'm at work this week. It was like Monday or Tuesday, and I feel down, and there's like a 4-inch rip, like right by my gooch, like on the bottom of my pants. So nobody would ever see it, even if they're like sitting across from me or whatever. But it's like, shit, now I got to wear a different pair of pants. So I go home, I put on like, I'm going to call them skinny jeans. They were not skinny jeans, but they were definitely like, restricted my movement. And I remember sitting at work, it felt like I had my nutties like stuck in a vice grip. I was like, oh, I can't wear these anymore, dude.
Yeah.
Emily got me some nice stretchy jeans, or they're called Forever jeans. That's what they're called.
Forever jeans. Forever 21?
No, not Forever 21. But they're just like they're just like regular looking jeans, but they got more give to them. And I put them on, and I'm like, I tell Emily, I'm like, I'm not exaggerating. These just changed my life. Like, you don't understand. Like the fact that I can put my legs out as far as I can to the side and not worry about ripping out my crotch. Yeah. And like I can bend over and like pick something off the ground without having to worry about like, I don't know, man. It's just stretchy jeans are the future, dude. Holy crap.
Dude, they're the past. I've had those types of jeans for like 15 years.
I just remember I used to give Cody shit for him because he'd be like, dude, these are so comfortable. I'm like, yeah, I bet they are. 10 years later, I'm the one wearing them.
Turns out that we find out later you're just wearing jeggings. You're not even wearing jeans. They're just jean-colored leggings.
So I don't even know what I'm going to do. I might just cut them into Daisy Dukes and just wear those around the house.
There you
with a big
go.
old rip right down the middle.
Yeah, I got the Levi stretch ones. I forget what they're called. But then the problem with, might be careful with those because I got all the stretchy jeans too, but all of mine shrunk for some reason. I've only got like 2 or 3 pairs that fit me now. The rest are so tight. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I'm just glad that we don't have to wear like corduroy pants like they did back in the 70s.
Corduroys. What are the other ones?
thank you.
The what is it called?
Suspenders?
Suspenders, yeah.
Yeah. I remember growing up, my mom had the little paddings for her shoulders, and then she wore a suit jacket because she like worked at like an office job.
Yeah.
But I remember my mom like dressing up like every day. It looked like she was gonna go work for a bank, but she worked at like an energy company or something.
Dude, why the fuck were suspenders ever a thing? If you think about it, right? Because it's like, oh, this guy's pants are too big. What are we gonna do to keep him up? We'll just put straps over his shoulders to hold his pants up. Like it's like, what? All right, it's kind of crazy. Like that's where they go. How about just a belt? You know?
Yeah. Well, I'm wearing suspenders for my wedding, so you'll be wearing suspenders right next to me, buddy.
Yeah. No, I mean that for style, like it's a look. I'm just saying it's kind of funny that, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like to hold your pants up? I don't get it. Can you wear suspenders and a belt at the same time?
I suppose you could. That'd be kind of like getting two birds
stoned at once. Yeah.
NIH lifts funding pause on gain of function research.
Yo, so I finished season 1 of Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah? Is it good?
I liked it, dude.
Really? I don't know. Watched it.
The whole season is just leading up to the beginning of the tournament, but it's like, man, it's pretty fucking cool. I like it a lot.
The tournament is when they all drive together, and that's like the video game.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay. So season 2 is going to be the tournament.
I believe so. Yeah. I don't know where it takes place. It's basically like he drives around city to city delivering supplies, and it's cool though because I watched a kind of like a behind the scenes kind of deal about all of season 1.
Yeah.
And they'll say like as they're drifting through the mall, it's called Ridgeview Mall, and they're like, all right, well, this is from Twisted Metal 1 and one of the arcade levels or something. So like every like little detail about the show, like it's worth going on YouTube and being like, oh, so like that's where they got this character, and this person's from Small Brawl on the PSP, and oh, this was somebody's name in somebody's bio in the original Twisted Metal. And it's like, I didn't realize all that crap went into it. I thought they were just kind of making it up as they were going, but everything is referenced from the series. It's really cool.
Dude, why don't they have like a PlayStation 1 version of like the Super Nintendo thing we were talking about last week with like all the digital versions of the PS1 games? Like they would make a killing off that. Why does PlayStation make it impossible to get their old games? Like that's the one thing Nintendo does well. You can still get like the old Nintendo games. You can't fucking get like a PS1 or PS2 game anywhere. That's just gone from the face of the earth.
I think there was some like version of it, but only had 8 games. But I don't know if you could actually jailbreak it like you could the SNES.
It's so crazy. I don't know why like PlayStation does that. And every time there's a new PlayStation, I guess Nintendo does that too. You can't use like, what do they call it when you can transfer like a PS2 game to the PS3?
Like an emulator?
No, just like you could play like, you know what I mean? You could play the old games in the new system.
Yeah.
But like even now, like the PS, I don't know. I don't fucking know. In the PS5, even if you have PS4 games, they don't work. And they're all digital. They're all fucking digital games. Like, suck my ass. They obviously work. You just want us to buy them again. Buy them again. And now they're like $75 a game. It's fucking crazy.
Back in the day, the farthest I would go is I would download the games, and then I had a PlayStation 1 emulator, and then I would run it through the emulator on my laptop, and then I had a PS2 controller that I had a PS2 to PS3 converter, so it would go to USB. Then I plugged the USB into the computer, and then I would play. The only game that I did it for was Tumba, which you probably never heard of. You're like a little pink-haired dude that throws berries or something.
No.
There's like evil pigs. You're fighting evil pigs, and they're all like little evil pigs.
No, I don't remember that.
Tumba.
Maybe. It actually kind of sounds familiar.
No, you don't remember it. But no, but in college, I remember I downloaded that game, and I went through that process just to fucking play it, and it was like, why can't I just buy something, dude? Like, this is dumb.
This is so dumb. Yeah. I don't get it either, man. Huh. Is Axel in the Twisted Metal show?
They show. So the final I don't want to give all the. They show a picture of him, but they don't get into his character at all. Yeah.
Okay. Is he still in between two tires? In the picture?
It looked that way. It looked that way.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Who is the main character? Like who? Which car?
It's Falcon from Marvel, but
no, I know,
I
but
think
like
he's well, he goes through a couple cars. I think his final name is Roadkill. I think that's the car that he has.
Oh, so he's
from one
Roadkill.
of the games or whatever. So, but it's the character is John Doe because like he doesn't remember who he is. Kind of one of those deals.
So is he gonna be like? Okay, I was wondering if he was like Calypso or Roadkill or, you know what I mean?
No, they're all in there.
Oh, okay.
The Sweet Tooth scenes, dude. Yeah. Big fan. Those are fucking killer, dude. Those are sweet.
Isn't he like a big fat Samoan dude in the show?
Samoa Joe is the wrestler, yeah. But he's voiced by Will Arnett.
Voiced by Will Arnett. Who directs the show?
I don't know.
I think I saw
No
like
idea.
somebody directs it that I was like, whoa, really? Might be Will Arnett. Might be Will Arnett's the director.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I remember thinking that's so weird when I saw it.
Safe and effective
That's cool though.
products.
Yeah, you're definitely the demographic they're going for that show.
100%. Yeah.
Guy that used to play Twisted Metal in his 30s. Yep.
I did end up watching Cocaine Bear last night as well.
Oh yeah, how bad was
I'm
that?
just catching up, man. I'm just catching up on TV and stuff. I had the whole house to myself minus the dogs, but
Yeah. We watched. What'd you think?
I give it like a 4 out of 10. It was pretty bad.
Pretty bad. It's unwatchable after like the first hour. It's like Jesus Christ, this is terrible. But we watched The Meg. You see The Meg?
Yeah, that's those kind of movies freak me out, dude. Underwater shit. Mm-mm.
Yeah. What's that fear of water called? There's a word for it. When you're afraid of big water, big open spaces,
Aquaphobia. I don't know.
something like that. Yeah, The Meg. We watched that. It was good. It was actually surprisingly not bad.
You ever see Lake Placid back in the day
Yeah, is that the alligator one?
with the alligator? Yeah,
Yep.
the alligator's like 30 feet long, and they're just trying to capture it.
Yeah. I remember I watched all those like old movies like that once when I was roommates with Mo. We watched Lake Placid. Yeah. It's supposed to take place in Maine, I think. Because I think there is a Lake Placid in Maine. I don't know.
I think there's a whole lot of those. I think there's at least 2 or 3 Lake Placid movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I remember
Or what
like
about
that crazy
Tremors?
old lady. Tremors?
with the giant worms in the desert?
You know, explain this to me because I always thought Tremors, when I was a little kid, I always thought Tremors and Dune were the same thing. Are they not?
I've never seen Dune, so I don't know.
So Dune is about there's giant worms in Dune too that like are under the desert.
Yeah.
But it takes place on a different planet. It's like a space story. It's like it was actually written before Star Wars. They stole a lot of shit from Dune. But yeah, there's these giant worms under the earth, you know, that they have to avoid. And then there's a movie called Tremors about giant worms under the desert. Like, isn't that kind of a ripoff of Dune? Like, unless, you know?
Yeah.
But no, I never saw Tremors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's like 6 of them. There's a whole lot of them, dude.
Really?
One takes place in like the Wild West, like back in the, I don't even know what time period. You got cowboys shooting at the fucking ground. Makes a whole lot of sense, dude.
So it's about giant worms under the desert that eat
The whole
people.
thing, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And they cause tremors, like earthquakes.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would think it? You know what? Somebody read Dune and they like, let's make a shittier version of this on Earth.
Let's just do it like smaller budget.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I haven't. Because what, that Dune's from like the 80s. The new one came out like a year or 2 ago. Maybe
Yeah.
even longer now.
Yeah, it's actually, it was pretty good too. You should check it out. If you haven't watched Dune, you should watch it. It's pretty good.
The new one or the old one?
Well, either. The new one, for sure. The new one is, Yeah. They have the second one coming out too. I saw an ad for it in Sloppenheimer. Yeah. Oppenheimer, by the way, did we talk about that? How I saw it?
I think very quickly.
Oh, it's good. It's good. I liked it. I like you. Josh,
You go see Barbie yet?
No, I'd rather sit on a blender than see Barbie, I think.
Ooh, blender action, huh?
Yeah, I'd sit on a blender before I saw Barbie. I think.
Man.
Is it just me or has this podcast been like 3 hours long so far?
Yeah, man, we're just chugging right along. Did you know that sharks are 50 million years older than trees?
I did know that.
You heard Joe Rogan say it the other day?
Well, yeah, and we just watched the Meg. They talk about that shit.
Did they say that in the movie?
I don't know if they say that sharks are older than trees in the movie, but they say that they're,
Old.
But I remember hearing that sharks also never die unless they get eaten or they get sick or something. Like they could potentially live forever. They're kind of like that octopus.
Yeah, wasn't it like they don't age or something?
Right.
Like they just keep growing and growing.
Yeah. They found a shark that was like 450 years old.
Oh, alive?
Yeah. It's still out there somewhere in the Atlantic. Yeah. So it's like older than America.
Wow.
Yeah. They don't die. They don't age.
I mean, just think of the different chances for that animal not to survive this long. Like,
yeah.
450 years that's a lot of moments, dude. That's wild.
We're fucking up the ocean too by killing all the sharks because so get this. There's 11 people, I think it is, die a year from shark attacks total.
Yeah.
More people die from vending machine accidents. And we kill 100 million sharks a year. People do. And most of them are Chinese, and they kill them for their fin to make shark fin soup. And they like cut the fin and get rid of the rest of the shark. And it's so toxic, they have to boil it and get rid of all the toxins, and they mix it with like chicken broth and stuff. But it's just cool to eat. They just do it as a fad. And the sharks are literally like the doctors of the ocean. They like take out all the sick fish and all the dying fish and all the that eat the algae and all this other shit. So we're just fucking up the ocean by like overfishing all these sharks for no reason. Just another stupid thing we're doing, you know?
Up here, it's not such an issue, but I think in countries where they have endangered wildlife, like if there's some rich asshole that goes and like shoots a freaking elephant in the face and cuts his tusk off or whatever.
Yeah.
I say you bring him back, bring him to the zoo, strap him up so he's just got his bare balls hanging out, and you just let kids under 12 come up and just kick him right in the nads as many times as they want. He's just like hanging there by a bunch of chains, and he's like,
Jesus Christ, that's morbid.
and he just gets, and then they force feed him so he survives long enough. But yeah, it's like a form of torture, but it's like it's a good thing, you know. It's a good thing.
So you want to strap them to like a table where his like nuts hang, and kids can walk by and punch him in the nuts for a fee?
You might want to like put some type of like harness around his sternum, and then like that way he's kind of like propped up. I mean, I guess you could crucify him too if you really wanted to, but then you'd have the problem with the legs. Like, I guess you could like have like the crucifix kind of like come out to a V on the bottom and get his. But then you got the post there, unless the post stops at like his lower middle back, and then you get like full access. But then you just got a naked dude shitting all over himself all day. I don't know. There's a lot of flaws with this idea. I guess we got to get back to the construction.
What about
table?
What if you like what if he's just trying to survive by poaching the ivory for the elephant tusks? What if his family's starving to death and they're in a poor country and that's his only option?
Usually not like that. It's usually some rich asshole from Ohio.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing about trophy hunting though. Like a lot of those guys that go out and trophy hunt, it's very good for the country they're trophy hunting in. You know what I mean? Like if they get paid to go shoot a black rhino, even though they're an endangered species, like that hunting, the amount of money that they pay to go shoot that rhino, they actually is what's keeping the rhino population alive. Does that make sense? It's kind of counterintuitive. You know what I mean? And then they use the meat. They give it to like the poor villagers over there that eat the meat, like from the elephant or the rhino or whatever it may be. And then the villagers use that money that the rich asshole paid to keep the population alive. And then it's in their best financial interest to keep the population alive, so that way they can have more of them for these assholes to come over and hunt. So like trophy hunting is the reason why the black rhino's not extinct in a way. Does that make sense?
So the money that gets brought in outweighs the slaying of the animal? Like,
yeah, by far. Yeah, which is weird because it doesn't, like I said, it seems counterintuitive. It seems like it wouldn't be. But yeah, I think there's a lot of species like that would just be gone right by now if they weren't trophy hunted. You know?
Has there been any animals in our lifetime that have gone extinct? This is a very small window of 30 years as well.
Yeah, I think species that we don't know about go extinct all the time. But yeah, the Tasmanian devil, I think, right? Tasmanian tiger.
Oh, I don't know. Did it?
Actually, you know what? Tasmanian devils, I think, are still around. But the Tasmanian tiger, for sure. But that might have been like the 80s. I don't know.
I feel bad for these polar bears sitting around in 50-degree heat on top of a giant melting ice cube. Come on, dude. What are we doing?
Yeah. Polar bears. What else? I don't know. Wish we could look it up.
If you were rich as could be and you could have like one exotic animal that either you interact with or not, what would you have?
A Neanderthal. And I just beat the shit out of it every day. Get jacked up.
Jesus. I was gonna say like a baby orangutan and just like raise an orangutan. I think that'd be really cool. Like if I had nothing else to do other than just like make videos, hang out with the monkey.
It's an ape. It's not a monkey.
Whatever. I don't know.
An orangutan. Okay. You know what those the apes that freak me? Actually, you know what? They're not even apes. These are monkeys. Baboons. Baboons freak me the fuck out.
Yeah, I saw a video of, was it like a leopard? I think it was a leopard or a cheetah, but it went and it chased down one baboon, and then there was like 40 baboons around it, and they just tore this thing apart, dude.
Yeah, they're
like,
fucking violent.
Holy shit. They are dangerous little animals.
They eat babies. Like baboons will eat a human baby. For sure.
So would you say Donald Trump is a baboon then?
Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, they're all baboons. No, they're all lizards. They're all lizards. Did you see that video that the lizard chick that was on the plane? That motherfucker is not real.
Yeah.
Yeah. She sent an apology video a couple days ago. She's like, I don't know, man. It looks like a deep fake to me. I don't know. I'm not buying it. Then again, I mean, who the fuck knows what's real and what's not anymore? I'm sure it's a real apology. Do you think she saw a lizard person on that plane, or do you think she was having a mental break?
She was really telling the truth. It's just we just had a bad angle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. When you're tripping, not even like off drugs, but if you're just like not well, you start thinking things that aren't true or aren't reality. And
yeah,
I can.
Well, you're a person that can relate to that.
Yeah.
I never had a mental break where I didn't know what was real and what wasn't. But I can definitely, I've been borderline. I can see where, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I was sitting in the registrar's office right before my senior year started at college. And I was like not well. I didn't sleep for a couple of days, didn't really eat that well. And I could tell I was in rough shape because I would look up and I would see people that like I would recognize, but they weren't like what they really looked like. They looked like sludge paintings. Like they looked like they were like acidic figures. And I remember at that point, like I got back home and I talked to my roommate. And I'm like, dude, you gotta find somebody for me to talk to. And the problem was I just didn't sleep and I wasn't eating and I was just like neglecting regular human responsibility. But yeah, that was a little break that I had that I can remember pretty well.
Yeah, well, I've definitely had those, or like a disassociation type thing where the people you're talking to seem like robots. They don't feel like other actual humans. And you feel like you're just not in your own body. I don't know. I talked about this a little bit last week. I get like this depersonalization shit.
Yeah.
And it's very lonely. It's the loneliest feeling because it feels like other people don't exist in a way. You know? It's kind of freaky though. But you figure like, okay, so I've experienced that. How many steps away is that from this guy that is screaming at the stop sign outside? It's really not that far from that. It's like maybe 3 steps removed.
How similar are we? Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this guy, this is just what I had times 3. You know, I'm really not that far from pulling my pants down and arguing with the fucking stop sign. You know, like then you got to start to feel for these people. Like, yeah, they are fucking nuts. Like they're just not well mentally, you know?
Well, think about the people that are just so easy to manipulate too. Like, what is the Westboro Baptist Church?
Yeah.
Like you just get all these people that just have wacky views and it's like, well, I can get these people together and we can protest veteran deaths and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to go through so much editing in this podcast and try and take out all my coughing and...
You're good, man. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm disgusting.
Yeah, that's okay.
People
you want
probably not
to wrap
gonna-
this one up? You want to wrap this up a little early there, boyo?
Yeah, I think the creamers have been through enough.
Yeah.
I don't think they would even listen to this. They're like 10 minutes in. They're like, Jesus Christ, I can't even get through this. Josh sounds terrible.
We're all
Fuck me.
good, man.
It happens. Hey, the show must go on. And I'm fine. I just have a stuffy nose. I'll be better in like 2 days. But whatever. You know, COVID, motherfucker. Get your shots. Take your Pfizer pill. They have a pill now, too. You can take once you get COVID because they didn't make enough money off their
I
vaccine.
should get one of those.
Safe and effective product.
Do they make chewables?
Yeah, dude, yeah. Pop them. Just pop them. Like Blue Chew. Fucking hard dick, COVID free, baby. Let's go. It's going to fuck shit up. Go fuck your mother, creamers. Till next week.
Stay creamy.
Ayo. Hey there, creamers. A little epilogue. Just a little quick rant. Thank you for hanging in there for that whole podcast. I'm recording this a day after we recorded the podcast. I just edited it. Edited it. I'm all better now. I know you were concerned. I took the safe and effective medicines created by Big Pharma, not for profit, but for the good of humanity. And they were prescribed to me by medical professionals. And magically, I'm better in a day. Speaking of which, anything we said during the podcast is entirely satirical. You should get your vaccines. You should listen to Fauci. You should listen to Peter Hotez. If only I got my 6th shot, maybe I could have gotten better in 3 days instead of 4.5. I don't know what I'm saying. But whatever you're supposed to say or believe, we believe it, and we say it on this channel for the sake of our channel being censored. In all seriousness, listen to Fauci. Fauci is God. We love you all, creamers. Hang in there. We'll be back for another episode next week, COVID-free. Stay creamy.